If you're an independent artist, a musician, a photographer, designer, or content creator, anyone really making creative work and putting it out into the world, I need you to hear something that most of the people in your life are not telling you. You are running a business right now, whether you've set one up or not. The second you release a song, sell a print, post content that earns ad revenue, or sign a deal with a brand, you are operating a business. And the artists who understand that, the ones who treat their creative work as a business from the beginning, are the ones who build careers. Everyone else builds catalogs that somebody else profits from. Today, I'm breaking down the legal framework every independent artist needs to understand. Not because the law is exciting, but because it's the difference between owning your career and having someone else own it for you. I spent years in the music industry as a recording artist. I charted on Billboard. I got international radio play, and for a long time, I thought my job was to make music. That's it. Write the songs, record them, perform them, and trust that someone else would handle or could handle the business side. The label, the manager, the distributor, they'd take care of the business side. But I learned very quickly that for real success, you need to run your career like a business. Because when you let someone else completely handle the business side, you're not delegating, you're abdicating. You're handing over control of your income, your rights, and your future to people whose financial incentives might not be aligned with yours, or might even be adverse to yours. The moment I started thinking of myself as a business owner who happens to make art instead of an artist who happens to need business stuff, everything changed. That's the mindset shift I'm asking you to make today for yourself. As always, this is not legal advice. I'm sharing legal information to help you understand your options. Every situation is different, and if you're dealing with significant financial harm, you need to consult an attorney about your specific case. Let's start with the most fundamental legal concept for any artist. Your creative work is intellectual property, and intellectual property has value, real, measurable, legal value. Every song you write is protected by copyright the moment you record it, even the work tapes. Every photograph, every design, every video, all of that is copyrighted works. I cover this in depth in a previous episode, so I won't repeat the whole framework, but here's what most independent artists miss. Having copyright protection and knowing how to leverage it are two completely different things. Copyright gives you the exclusive right to distribute, perform, and create derivative works of your original creations. That means you control who uses your work, how they use it, and whether they pay you for it. Those rights have monetary value. They can be licensed, which means you give someone permission to use your work in exchange for payment. The rights can be assigned, which means you transfer ownership entirely. And they can be infringed, which means someone uses them without your permission and you have legal remedies. When a record label signs an artist and takes ownership of the master recordings, what they're really doing is acquiring intellectual property in a business transaction. They're buying an asset. And if the artist doesn't understand what they're giving away, that's not a music problem. That is a business literacy problem. If you're going to run your creative career like a business, there are 5 legal pillars you should consider having in place. Think of these as infrastructure that everything else sits on. Pillar 1, business structure. You need a formal business entity. For most independent artists, that's an LLC. I did a whole video on this, but the short version is this. An LLC separates your personal assets from your business, gives you liability protection, and makes you look professional when you're negotiating deals. If you're earning any income from your art, you probably need to set up an LLC. Pillar 2, copyright management. You need to know what you own. Register your most valuable works and have a system for tracking where your content is being used. Registration with the Copyright Office will cost you about $70 and gives you access to statutory damages and attorney's fees if someone infringes your work. For any work that's generating income, that is one of the smartest investments you can make to register the copyright. Pillar 3, contracts. Every business relationship you have as an artist should be documented in a contract. Collaborations, brand deals, licensing agreements, management deals, distribution, all of it. If it's not in writing, it doesn't exist. That should be your mindset. I've spent multiple episodes on this channel breaking down what to look for and what to watch out for in contracts. The red flags from a previous episode apply to every deal that you're probably going to sign as an artist. Pillar 4, trademark protection. Your artist name, your brand name, your logo, all of these are trademarks, and trademarks are what prevents someone else from using your name or creating confusion in the market. If you're building a brand around your creative entity, you should be thinking about trademark registration. It establishes your legal claim to that name, your artist name, at a federal level. Pillar 5, revenue structure. You need a business bank account, an invoicing system, a way to track expenses, and a basic understanding of your tax obligations. As a sole proprietor or a single member LLC, you're paying self-employment tax on your profit. If you're not setting aside money for that, a good accountant who understands creative business is worth every dollar. Here's the thing that the traditional music industry doesn't want you to internalize. Independent artists in 2026 have more power than signed artists had 20 years ago. You can distribute your music through your own music distribution. You can build an audience directly through YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, or other platforms. You can sell directly to your fans through your own website. You can license your work yourself without a middleman. You don't need a label anymore, and you don't need a gatekeeper. But, and this is very important, that power only works if you understand the legal and business infrastructure that supports you running your independent artist career as a business. Distribution means nothing if you sign your rights away in a contract that you didn't read. A growing audience means nothing if your brand name isn't trademarked and someone else registers it. Revenue doesn't mean anything if your business isn't structured properly and a lawsuit causes you to wipe out your personal savings. The gatekeepers of the entertainment industry haven't disappeared. They've just changed form. The old gatekeepers were labels and managers. The new gatekeepers are the legal and business knowledge that most artists don't have. But the artists who choose to educate themselves on this, the ones who treat their art like the business it is, those are the ones who get to keep their power instead of giving it away. If you're an independent artist or a content creator, a creator of any kind looking to turn yourself into a business, and you're feeling overwhelmed, here's where you need to start. You don't need all 5 pillars this week. Start with 2 things. If you're ready for an LLC, go ahead and set it up. That's an afternoon's worth of work, and it changes your legal status to a business immediately. Second, read the next contract someone puts in front of you. Don't skim it, read every word. And use the video I created previously to watch for those red flags. If something doesn't make sense, ask. If something feels wrong, negotiate. And don't be afraid to get an attorney involved to protect your rights. The most expensive mistake an artist can make is signing a contract they didn't understand. Everything else, copyright registration, trademark filing, revenue systems, you build that over time as your business grows. But the LLC and becoming contract literate, those are non-negotiables for starting points. I went to law school because I saw the toll that not having control was taking on artists and creatives and content creators. The people who understand business are the ones who are going to succeed here. And the system that you're currently caught in isn't going to teach you the business side. The industry doesn't want you to necessarily know how to run your business. The industry isn't going to teach you this, but you can educate yourself through platforms like this and watching videos like this. So if you're an artist, a content creator, or anyone building something creative, this channel exists to give you the legal knowledge that the gatekeepers don't want you to have. Subscribe, and I'll see you every week. I'm Stevie. This is Girl Code of Law. Your art is your business. Treat it like one.